First point action. Germans mixed Guayota, their opponent. Germany fires up the middle. 21 makes it sensational bid to keep things alive. Gearsher, now shot to end zone. Defense gets there first. Knocked away Guayota with a chance. This is Stefan Rapazzo. I've been paired up all day long with Hillary Humes, as we are once again scrambling for our schedules as everybody else is, with the tournament nearly called off and then back on and then shortened games, and then we are working hard, running around, getting you all this action. Game in, game out. Guayota now with a chance to break on the opening point. Big wide around Guayota. Lovely uniforms with the teal bottoms and the mint green tops. They could be nominees for best uniforms at tournament. A Booyat Award. Andres. Shaken bacon. Midfield mark. Davis. Goes around. The defense is close enough. It accounts for the drop. Germany mixed gets a chance to make amends for their early misfortune. Shot to end zone too far, or is it? Not if you're making those kind of spectacular plays, it isn't. Huge grab by the German receiver. Tim Hyung gets horizontal and collects that goal.
Excellent puns there, Stefan. He just got so high, so out there. You spoke way too soon. You thought way too far out in front, but you see that replay. Never give up.
Never give up. Get on those layouts. Set the boosters to launch. Germans strike first. Guayota set to receive the pull, just getting hot intel. They're from Tenerife, the Spanish island off the African west coast, as I believe. In their own end zone here, nowhere near that West African coast. Jimenez sends it all the way up the sideline. Defense comes a little bit blindly. The foul was called. I feel like he has no right in the world to contest. Here's another look. Here comes the throw. You see 55 still. He just found the disc, looked at the player. Oh, there's a whole lot of contact there. Big break, too much. Needed the receiver to get fully horizontal. Otalordas can't close the hand on it. Datum sticks it right on a dime. Germany 2-0 as Saskia hauls in the goal.
Germany getting an early break on Guayota. A team that is here in preparation for EUC. They've been training for months, and this is part of their program of tournaments.
German defense set to pull. Guayota on the attack. Centralized midfield. Turned over. The Germans coming straight back the other way. Spiegel. Spiegel fires up the guts. Rosen. Mock. Spiegel. Hammer to the corner on a rope for a goal. Germany not playing around here. 3-0 early.
It's hammer time here on field. Germany moving so quickly down the field. You can tell they've been training together for a while. Guayota just not connecting quite well. Down early in this game. There's still time to make these amends, but with even shorter games than originally anticipated, down to 60 or 55 minutes, every little moment counts, and you really have to put everything on the line when you're down in these bracket plays now. So we'll see what Guayota bring out onto the field and how Germany responds.
Guayota got to be in a top 7 kind of situation here. 3 down, get your top line on. See if you can end, switch, reverse that momentum. There's a first positive sign. Disc sails out. They get a nice brick mark. Optimal starting position. Disc is into play. Guayota. Guich, who continues. Guich gets it back. Diaz. Continued. Playing at midfield. That one got away from intended receiver, but it's picked up. It's shot to goal. It's well read by the big unit. Those shoulders went up. Yoriarte Diaz, and ain't nobody was getting in the way of him coming down.
That was a phenomenal take in the air. He hovered. For a second, I thought he went up way too early, but no, that was a perfectly planned execution. He's somewhat of a star in the air because that's not the first time he's had to take a disc quite high. Guayota finally making it onto the board. You see this replay as he goes up. There he is. It's like the pressure of a defender. It doesn't faze him. You could be there or not, and he will still make that same catch.
Just reading the disc. Play the disc, not the man. Huge pull, well received. Germany mixed. Coming the other way. Wound up for the huge one. Gives to the huge man who comes under. He continues. Germany happy to keep it up the sideline. Hammer over top. Effective, but backwards. 1-2 in the middle now. This big unit. Grob. Ventig. Grob again. Shot to goal. Little flipper for a goal. It's Garisher, Lizzie Garisher with the goal.
Germany playing a really nice, clean offense, using their handlers wisely, going back for a reset. Dump cuts down the line. Nothing too specky, just as it is. So we're 4-1. Guayota on the line, coming out in offense. Stefan, what have you seen so far that you think could be tightened up?
Well, decision making tightened up. I mean, to specifically tighten something up, it's tough to say what I've seen that needs tightening. Go back to what they did good in the point they scored there. Played confident, make the easy plays, and trust that otherwise they can find the space. But right there, exactly what not to do. Germany, Datum. Big one over top, invites the defense for a taste, but no, now a shot to goal. Good one-on-one comp here, but offense had position early and takes it. Hartman, Phil Hartman with the goal.
Germany making waves and playing a strong point, using some of their tallest players on the field. It only took a few of them, but they got it done. So I think, to go back to the question that I asked you, Stefan, I don't know, I haven't seen Guayota play before, if ever. I think they've done really well in their previous games. I can't tell you the exact stats or where they've come, but they're high up at the moment in the ladder. So there's a reason why they're there, and I think they've got the same level of intensity as the German side. It's just these few executions and decision-making processes on the field. They're choosing shots that are higher risk and not willing to just make the play and move around it.
Here they come. Gabaldoni in the middle. Navasa, Gabaldoni. Oh, he created a little bit of space there with his moving dump, and he demands it go back there to him. Gabaldoni directing traffic. Through the guts again. Navasa. Gabaldoni. Scoop over top, little flipper. Centered. Continued. Navasa. Navasa again. Gabaldoni. Guayota looking good so far this point. Crossfield Scuba keeping the possession going. Navasa to Gabaldoni. Now really getting close. They could use this one. Opts out of the small hole to score. Gabaldoni 7 meters out to the sideline. Calling for it in the space behind, encouraging a big throw, but just finds it in the space immediately in front. Uriarte Diaz drives through like a tank and collects a goal.
Guayota playing it very cool up against a tight German zone. And what I liked in that moment was there was options there. There was a gap. I saw it of a player free in the end zone that they could have shot to, but they chose not to. They opted against that to try and find something that was going to be a little bit stronger, a little bit easier to pull off.
Wise decision in the end. There was Marrero with the goal, a very similar stature to Uriarte Diaz, who I called on the goal. Both huge-shouldered men, tank-esque, clear a little bit of space, and that worked just fine for Guayota in that point. Here come the Guayota D-line. Say 4 women gender divide for this point. German. Getting going. Oh, bobbled in the middle, but kept. Paying. Upfield into the end zone there. Mock with the goal. Marcus Mock collects and the Germans fire straight back.
What an interesting way to play that point. The German side came out with 4 women, 3 men, and the 4 women were handling downfield. Further down the field were the male players, and once the disc reached them, we didn't see the females come down to them and set up a stack. They remained back to give them the space that they needed, only having 1 person deep in the end zone. And it worked quite effectively for them. It's like an ISO play in the respect of once it makes its way down there, we're just going to hang back. If they play that again, though, I hope that Guayota, respects that and sees that, and actually just all of their defenders just stream down, applying pressure and trying to stop that, because that was just a really interesting switch there.
I think a little bit of that, as well as it just got upfield and moved quick enough. The stall counts didn't get too high, and once they did clear it upfield to the boys, it was a matter of look upfield throw, look upfield throw. So a little bit of both cases there. Either way, Guayota's got to find ways to slow it down, but right now it's Germany's turn and Guayota's turn to keep things going. Probably a foul there. He did make the catch and then lost it going down, but was going down because of the contact, most definitely. Doesn't look like there's any contest, even without the hand signals. Uriarte Diaz wound at the backhand, wound up the forehand. Will it stay in? It certainly does. Gabaldoni gets the goal, and Guayota score right back.
From dump position straight to the end zone. That's how you make your mark on this game. A big shot like that, what would have presumably been a high stall count, or getting up there at least. Guayota respond to Germany. Only 3 points down now. What will Guayota bring out in defense? We will soon find out.
German attack line, ready to go.
Female handlers at the ready.
Garisher gets it back. Becca. Oh!
Was that a hand block, Steph?
I lost eyes on it. I just know that it hit deck. Now Guayota on the doorstep, cashing in. Bring it to within 2, 4, 6 as we speak.
Brilliant response from Guayota. Quick on the mark. Moving so effortlessly.
You see the opening sequence. And it was a hand block indeed.
Fantastic effort.
There, what a great cut to get opened up there. Navasa really using some jab steps to her advantage to get that scoring space she found in the end zone. Guayota. Oh! Pull bounces off the pole. 2 points. Does that mean it was never in? Means it should come in wherever it left the field. That's a bit of bad luck for Tenerife. It looked like it was going to be a great pull, but you do have to take account whatever may get in the way of your disc in its flight path. Hubert goes up line. Oh, pivot into the man. Not afraid of the contact there. Germans giving and going. Working.
So there's a call happening, which I originally thought was a travel, but then they put their hands up like it was a pick. Stefan, did you see anything else that I may have missed?
Not much else. I was mostly perplexed that they were even talking at all in that sequence. Oh, into a small space. Way too small of a space. It closed. And Guayota get it back. 1-2. Gabaldoni winds up. The bid to prevent the huck. Under comes and is good. Continuation. Gabaldoni and doesn't stop for a second. Stall counts. No chance to establish. Guayota, a few in a row now.
Guayota.
5-6.
Guayota giving themselves no time to cool down as they move that disc so fast down the field, recognizing that if you just keep it away and keep the defense, off pace, it'll be that much easier. And a quick point. Using only one lane, really, of the field. They stuck to this left-hand side, choosing not to spread it out. And you take what you can get. So there's only 1 point behind them now. They've come back from quite an interesting place in this match. They'll have to come back out on defense again. Keep that momentum up, keep that tight pressure going.
Here come the German mixed. Under to Becker. Centering. Becker again. All the ladies upfield, the men staying back, as you did mention before, Hillary, this time very evidently, except in a bit of a reverse gender manner. Women putting themselves into isolation situations upfield while the men hang back for resets. Oh, pick up. Handling. Huying. '73 shoots for a goal. It counts to Becker. Germans go up again after Guayota had stolen all the momentum.
The sea of Guayota players had parted ways, and Germany found that gap through there to get that goal. Such a patient point that was. And what do you think of this gender split strategy that they've got on the field?
In that particular situation, I mean, it worked well, so I think it's good. I like isolated end zone plays, period. If you can do it for gender and you can specifically say that's a good way to divide our strengths, our women will have good mismatches, let's have them in a goal catching situation, then I think it's a great strategy, and in that case it worked. No matter how you slice it, you want 3 in the end zone and 4 around back. In this case, it worked well to have those 3 upfield being ladies. Gabaldoni. Doni again. Uriarte Diaz. Andres. Oh, step through. And then just gave it straight back to them. Phil Hartman. Pick called before the disc was even picked up. Gabaldoni. Uriarte Diaz. He winds up and delivers huge huck. Receiver's eyes are there before the defenders, and she makes the best of it as such. Ladies downfield now. The men join the charge. Gabaldoni with the disc. Surveying options, goes around with the flick. Caught but not in. Still caught but not in. Now to Gabaldoni. All sorts of space. Drives his truck underneath the Uriarte Diaz assist. And Guayota bring it back to within 1.
Milks his cut and reels in the glory. That was a beautifully put disc. Floaty into space. Guayota closing that gap once more and rescuing what could have been another opportunity for a bigger gap for the German side. They call 4 men on the field. And so we'll see what they come up with out in offense. This gender split is really interesting me because, as you say, Steph, it's, you know, what's the virtue in splitting it by gender? Is it more of a case of should you just be splitting it by handlers and ISO in the deep end with a good receiver? I think that's the key, is like, if that's how you want to play it, then do it. It's just an interesting
Yeah, I mean, that could be the
choice.
commonality on the team, is that their women are the more upfield minded, whether it happened in selection or whether it's just the way it happened by virtue of selecting best players. This disc deep, Mock and Gabaldoni underneath it. Mock read it best, but not well enough. Can't close the hand. The Gabaldoni defense proves good enough at best. And Gabaldoni walks it to the line. Underneath Rodriguez. Gabaldoni almost behind him. Gabaldoni wants it back, gets it back. Great release on that, but it was low all the while. Andreas couldn't get down enough. Spiegel, hammer, we've seen that before from him. We've seen it again with success 2 times. Germans up by 2 again, 8-6 now.
Germans pulling out a nice little bit of spice with a few over-the-top shots, a hammer here and there. Well, and there we see in the replay that hammer for the goal. Guayota's certainly bringing the force and that intensity. And the German side just have a little bit more on them.
Here comes the German defense chasing down their pole. Gabaldoni. Navasana. Navasa. Gabaldoni. Navasa again. Great pickup. Falling towards the sideline. A lot of traffic there. Thinking about a foul. Yeah, after some thought, Locke does call the foul. In discussion with Erdman. No contest. Oh, ill-advised pop pass for a dump. D'd up by the Germans. Droscher gets credit for the block. Datum picks up the disc and walks it back 2 or 3 meters. Gabaldoni right there, and timeout called by the Germans immediately after the first reception.
That German defense and the Guayota offense was so tight. And you could hear the sideline saying, you know, calling their players, their teammates, giving them advice, communicating. All of that helps in games like this, in these tight matchups. When you've got someone there on the sideline able to just, even if you're not saying a whole lot, you're just there for moral support, it really lifts players. You really see a change in people when they've got somebody on the sideline who's able to just focus in on them and give them as much moral support as they can give. Quite a vocal coach on the Guayota side.
Germans alternatively clapping it up together, getting noisy, upping the motivation, spirit, energy. Guayota looking tactical, trying to refine their approach. Disc is in, goes around effectively right away and bombs upfield, slows down and gets it in the middle. Goes around again. This time the long jump lands right in the corner of the end zone. Joanna Erdmann with the goal. Germans up 3.
Brilliant hop into the end zone. And that was a nice reaction. They set up in a side stack, creating lots of space on that fat side, if you will, of the field, the side that has the most amount of free space. The Germans like to isolate their players, and they only had 2 key receivers there making cuts, one upfield and one further downfield, and then allowing the stack just to maintain where they were. It's quite an effective play because you have so much space to cut into. And if that doesn't come off, then you've got your stack there as a backup, as that continuation. The only thing is, and they haven't needed it thus far, they've been really good to date, the German side, is with those continuation cuts, would they be a little bit slow off the mark because they are static in a way, they're not moving continuously.
Spiegel. Here comes Guayota. Gabaldoni. What is that magical fireball in the sky? Almost as incredible, he thought it was the line, as that huck. The sun has come out. It has fueled Guayota. They're getting it. No, it hasn't. There's a travel called on the original huck all the way back at the other end of the field. And that magical fireball I speak of, Hillary, is the sun, which has been a little bit shy today. So it is so everly pleasant to see it. Everybody's wet wear has a chance to dry. We get to warm up and just feel the toastiness from its touch to our skin. So beautiful to see you, son. Welcome back.
So grateful to have you here, son. Oh, what a morning it was with an incredible storm, but even better on field.
The imperfect storm. Perez gets the disc, and Guayota chipping away upfield. Gewich, she says enough of this chipping away, let's do it all in one, and it gets swatted to the ground. Germany tapping into play. Upliner, power position, hops away, then forces it into a small space there on the sideline. Uch with the disc. Big shot, Rosen plenty under it, but Guayota with the advantageous positions. Rodriguez centers. Far sideline for Andreas. She goes upfield, deep upfield. Too far upfield for Gewich. Now Zijemens. Spiegel winds up, fires the forehand. It is right on the money. Germans again. Uch with the goal from the hand of Spiegel on the other end.
Superbly read by Uch. She was streaming deep and just managed to reposition herself, as you so often do when a disc goes up in the air. You need to follow that disc and calculate at what angle do I need to adjust, where will I need to be, and she did it so well. And it's likely that, given the scoreline, one of these teams called a timeout. Most likely Guayota.
Pull is up and sailing. Gabaldoni is settling underneath. Uriarte Diaz back to Gabaldoni. Popped through. Davis. Gabaldoni. One-twos back to Uriarte Diaz. He's waiting for Gabaldoni. He gets him. He was guessing which way would go. Gabaldoni winds up. Takes the under instead. Marrero. Marrero goes around. Gabaldoni's bailing everybody out. Puts it deep. Uriarte is there first. Well read again. Uriarte in the air is a machine taking on bigger men.
If there was anyone on that Guayota team that you'd want to throw in the air to, it would be him. He is just such an incredible player, matching up against someone just as tall as him, but that's no pressure off his back.
Big man. And he gets up early and he gets up huge. What a huge grab. Uriarte Diaz. 10-7. Not too much time remaining. Germans coming upfield.
The gender split offensive strategy.
Oh, foot got to it, but not enough to knock it down. Garisher keeps it going. Fardash. Oh, goodness. She thought how lucky she was to have it in her hands, and while she was thinking, it was no longer in her hands.
Guayota working really smartly there, though. Some of the male players who were marking German players down the line, further downfield, chose to come and just be in that space, applying that pressure to the German offense.
Guayota looking good. Shot deep is on. Caught very, very casually by Jimenez. 8-10. Guayota still down 2 with a bit of time still remaining.
2 points in it, but there is a little bit of time. They'll have to pick up a few more things, but I think they're making the right type of changes here, and they're recognizing the way that German side is playing, the way that they're splitting the gender and keeping one downfield and the other upfield. Germany in offense. Down in a vert stack. Looking to move it downfield. Guayota with a match defense play. They center the disc looking long. They find the unders. Becker with the disc. She winds up. Fakes. Centers it. Back to Becker. Germany resetting in the stack, and they shoot into the end zone. 2 receivers willing to take the pass.
Spiegel robs it from his teammate there, hogging all the glory. Drinks make it to the booth.
A 3-point gap for Guayota. Tough opposition up against them, and the time is one of them. Not just the German team, but the clock itself, as we are now into the 52nd minute of this game.
Davis wisely opts not to throw that one, and then that one almost behind. Gabaldoni with the disc. He gets a big gainer upfield. Rodriguez winds up, delivers. Uriarte Diaz cannot find the Jets to catch up to that one. Bit too much on it. Timeout called as they get to the line by the Germans. Steinrich with the timeout call.
It's a scary place to call a timeout, right on the end zone line of the Guayota scoring side. But they have the option now to set up the way that they want and play the field. That sun could not have come at a better time.
I think everyone here agrees that, or may disagree rather, there may have been a better time. Like 9 o'clock in the morning might have been a better time. But better late than never.
Better late than never.
It is such a glorious feeling, that touch of the sun after a night like last night and a morning like this morning. Dark, gray, wet, gloomy. Those are the adjectives we'd be choosing for the weather description from yesterday and this morning. But not at this moment. Sunny, small gusts of wind, pleasant, nearing beautiful.
The sky has cleared up, and it's a, you know, if you think back to this morning where it was so grey, so gloomy, as you say, so incredibly wet, torrential rain, it was like we were in a monsoon. And now, beautiful, sunny, clear-ish skies.
Yeah, clearish, blue. Like in front of us there, we got blue skies.
And that, what we're hearing is the signal to say there's 2 minutes left in this game, so it's time to wrap it up.
Which tells us that Guayota have indeed let this one slip away. Germany mixed will get the win no matter what here. However, last point still very important, as we still know. Quarterfinals now, less important in the Swiss draw, but still you gotta work it. But this is an elimination type of a game now in the brackets. Germany. Steinrich. Tom. Erdmann. Oh, into the knees there, but well handled by Moritz and Saskia. Germany get meters there, lots of healthy meters. That one to the end zone. Erdmann there. Erdmann ends the game for the Germans. They move on. They'll have another look at the next round semi-finalists. We'll get more action from them soon. Surely you'll get more action from us, even more surely so. Let's wrap this one up and get ready for our next round. Don't you go anywhere. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stefan Rapazzo with Hillary Humes today. Thanks for joining, and we'll catch you at the next one.